darling. There's hot guys and there's one bed. Sorry, you want to buy romance?
I want to buy them. I want to read them now.
We are done with mean girl drama.
No mean girls.
Elle Kennedy fans must be thinking, guys, it's only taken you like years to get here. Who is the hottest on off campus?
We need to explain what's happened.
Oh my God.
We came in yesterday to film a podcast and the lovely Ariella inquired as to whether we'd watched Off Campus yet. And we said, no, we haven't watched it yet.
We had seen tell of it, just a random clip here or there, but we're not big romance people. I'm a romantasy person. I need a dragon or wings. But no, we've not watched a campus. We haven't even watched Heated Rivalry.
No, I don't really do romance in books
at all.
So we went home. We thought, you know what? We'll have a watch. We'll have a gander, see what this is about. And many hours later, I mean, here we are the following morning. I'm literally unwell with that program.
No.
I'm so hooked. It is not normal. I know lots of other people are hooked, but this is not normal for me.
We are addicted. The last time I slept was Wednesday night.
I actually feel so ill. I actually brought makeup today because I took one look at myself. I can take my sunglasses off in a minute, but I have a hangover of TV.
You've been on a bender.
I've been on a literal bender. Of this show.
I haven't slept since Wednesday. We're going to give you our reactions. If you haven't watched Off Campus, first of all, it's everywhere. It's the most downloaded show, I think, on the planet. Like 36 million in days.
Ridiculous.
Elle Kennedy, we're going to tell you about Elle Kennedy. But if you're like, okay, they're just going to be chatting about hot guys, yum, and
there
romance.
There are a lot of hot guys.
There are reviews. There are reviews of this show in the New Yorker. Rape charities are saying this is a paradigm shift in culture. There are sexual assault victims saying this is what they've been waiting for.
This is the first time they felt seen.
We're going to be looking at the degradation of romance. Some of these covers are a travesty. We've got some hot takes, okay?
Yeah.
The covers are letting the whole genre down.
And massive hangovers. That's where we're at.
We didn't drink anything.
No, but it feels like, oh God.
I do have a confession.
What?
I started
because I literally can't see and the light is blinding me. I feel so ill.
I didn't have any alcohol or drugs, obviously, but after episode 1, it was 1:38 in the morning, and I was like, I'm getting chips and pizza.
Did you?
And
you didn't invite me?
And I sat there.
I'm so offended.
I sat there. It was the best night of my life. I'm telling you. I was in heaven.
We've only got 3 episodes left. We're on episode 5. Well, I think I'm slightly ahead. I'm in 6.
You are going to be insufferable.
I'm going to be a nightmare. I mean, what was I like this morning?
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on.
Our reactions.
I think initially we were both on episode 1 and you were like, this is very predictable. What was the word you used? You texted me. Meh. And I kind of agreed, but I was enjoying it.
I wasn't.
Somewhere.
I wasn't.
After episode 1, maybe it was the end or when I went on to 2. Oh my flipping days. I am not going anywhere. I need to just binge and binge
it's
and
heroin.
binge. When did that happen? I don't know.
So I found the dialogue very stilted in episode 1. I didn't even think that any of the main male protagonists were that attractive. I kind of got the body, but like whatever. And then there was a point where you were getting a bit more depth to these characters and the yearnings and the
yearnings. Listen,
it's
a lot of it is predictable, but no, you know, in romance, which I don't know, but you know, the fake dating trope and that kind of vibe.
This is a fake dating trope. And then there's only one bed.
And she's like...
And that didn't turn out.
A bit of a dweebie, and he's the hockey star captain. I mean, that's all predictable, but it's there for a reason because it is so good. And also, I have to say, as I went on, if we're talking about reactions, actually, there is a lot more to this than... I'm not going to say your average romance novel because I don't read them and I hold my hands up to that.
Yet.
But even with...
Cough yet.
We'll talk about that in a minute. The other TV show that's kind of a much darker romance that I became obsessed with was Tell Me Lies. And I think that's also because these are like quite weighty. And this one doesn't seem to be weighty, but under the surface, it's actually brilliant because it deals with a lot of big issues. And as you said, it changes the way a lot of things have been portrayed in this kind of romance culture, which is incredible.
Yes. And it does it deftly. You are not feeling heavy at all. There are big moments and then it's very easily balanced. I thought it was shot beautifully. The cinematic aspect to it, like when they're shot split screen, I thought that was beautiful. The music is fantastic.
No, the split screen was amazing. And I think cinematically fabulous. I think we should say what the deal is about, actually. I'm not sure.
The book.
The book.
It's apocalypse now because my bestest book pal /
not okay.
love of my life, soul sister, who you've never put me down for reading romantasy, but you've been a bit sneery.
I actually don't think I've been sneering.
No,
I think you're being unfair.
I am being unfair.
I always say it's just not for me.
You do. However, should I play the voice note?
Play it. I mean, there's probably 10 of them. Don't play all 10.
No, we have been speaking
Can I just
every
say,
minute on the minute.
This has never happened to me before, ever.
Never. There's a lot that I can't share because this
Stop
is a
it! You
family friendly.
You said, oh my God, you're so mean.
Listen to Sophie. It's 6:19 in the morning.
Why can't I buy any of the off-campus books on Amazon?
Sorry? You want to buy a romance?
I want to buy them. I want to read them now. I really want to read them. It's a very interesting phenomenon.
Poor girl, they are sold out globally.
You can't get them on Amazon. They're giving me a date of between the 20th of June and the 18th of July. Now, I am not one to be like, oh, hey, I'm like an influencer, because I know I'm not. But also, we have a book account. Why can't I get these bloody books?
You've probably given them away.
Stop it.
Okay? What we will say is that there are viral reels of people traversing the streets of America, bereft, trying to find these books in numerous shops because Elle Kennedy has written series upon series of all these characters and the next generation. This is only the beginning. And I feel like my mother...
She's having a very good week.
Lord in heaven, we all have a week like Elle Kennedy. My mummy, when Bridgerton started coming out, she was like, darling, I've been reading these for years in a very quiet way, in a muted way. But these books, they have a cult following.
Yeah, your mum's an OG Bridgerton fan.
Elle Kennedy fans must be thinking, guys, it's only taken you like years to get here.
Sorry, I literally feel like I need to be hooked up to an IV right now. That is how ill I feel about it. Just keep gulping down this drink. What I want to say is...
Tell everyone about Elle Kennedy.
No, I will, but I want to just make one point when you mentioned Bridgerton. What's so clever about this is that each season, as with Bridgerton, there's going to be a focus on a different couple. I love that for this show. I
need Dean now.
So, Elle Kennedy, Canadian author from Toronto. She got her degree in English literature and she'd published around 40 novels with traditional publishing houses prior to this off-campus phenomenon. She's been writing since 2007. So in 2015, she took the deal to a traditional publisher and was essentially told that this new genre, which is called new adult, I'd not heard of it, but obviously in the industry it was around then, new adult. From what I understand, it sits between YA and adult fiction.
It's very new. I've only seen it being talked about in the last few weeks.
Right. So, but she was told then that there wasn't much space for this. Whether the term had been coined then, I don't know. So she self-published. And here we are.
Oh my God, the amount of self-published authors that are breaking through in this way. I have to say though, we are surrounded by romance books that we do get very kindly sent. And I love them as palate cleansers. Like I always say this to people, you'll sometimes just want a rom-com. And that's how I feel about a romance.
I respect that.
Ali Hazelwood, B.K. Borison is gargantuan.
Is that like Emily Henry, like those
books? Yes, totally. But there is something, I'm telling you guys, there's something about the way this has been done and the way that these topics have been dealt with that sets this apart. Because I have read a hockey romance here or there. I have read the fake dating trope. Ali Hazelwood's done it. Emily Henry's done it. They've all done it.
The only one bed trope. I mean, I love that.
Of course. They're at an inn. That happens all the time, everywhere. Romantasy. And the thing with romantasy is that you have the yearning and you have this, but you also have the world building. And here what you've got is just wonderfully layered, but really great characters.
I think that must be, if I knew more about the genre, but I think that must be what sets this apart, because actually they've all got it's not just that they've got flaws, it's that the backstory is pretty serious for a lot of them.
They do all have those as well.
Then why is this one so good?
Well, okay.
I mean, I'm loving it, but I haven't gone into any others.
And, okay, for people that haven't watched it, oh my God,
we need to
thank us.
We need to summarize what the deal is about.
Okay, Hannah is at university and in college, I suppose. That's the American
In college, that's what they call university
vernacular.
in college.
And Garrett is like the hockey star and he needs help with passing one of his
Philosophy papers.
Well, it's an oral presentation in the book.
It's an oral presentation.
In the show.
That he gives on Kierkegaard.
Yes.
If you want details, come to me.
And actually, I saw an article, the 90 key differences between the book and the show. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you a lecture on all the
Maybe
differences.
we'll link some of the articles in the show notes.
Oh, we absolutely will, because there are some amazing ones. Hannah is in love with Justin, who's this like cool musician.
And Hannah's not cool. She's very sweet. She's a bit nerdy, very, very book smart. Justin is a hot, broody musician and she wants to get her hands on him. But he is not going to look at her because she is a book smart, nerdy kind of girl.
Oh, just like a classical musician.
Yes. She's not like a total no. But she's not going to be someone on his radar. And when Garrett kind of gets in on what's happening, he's very confident that he can make Justin want Hannah because he's the hockey captain. And if she helps him with his philosophy work, he will ensure that Justin kind of swoops in for her.
It's very formulaic. And then I'm going to tell you what people are talking about and what we're going to be mentioning. In this show, there is no toxic girl drama.
No mean girls.
Ali is the best friend. She's great. She's in a relationship and you can tell that they're a bit mismatched, but it's like that young love. She wants to be an actress. He wants to have like the nice life in a
stability,
in a suburban
content,
place, you know, and she's just wild and amazing.
I think that's why I love these campus college stories, whether they are romance, literary fiction, because it's all these people at this very particular point in their lives. You go to college, university, call it whatever you want. You go and you are in this pool of essentially living this life, and you all kind of are able to share what you want to share. You can reinvent yourself to a degree. And also, while you're there in college, all your lives seem very similar. But when you start socializing with these people outside of college, you realize that actually your lives are in many ways very different. And that is something that is really woven into this show. Why are you giving me that look? Why?
I'll tell you why.
Why? Oh my God, I know I'm not going to like this. Why? Okay. Put your glasses on. I might have to put mine on. Go on.
Everything you say is right. I'm in no way detracting what you're saying. But what I love about you so ardently is that you're so clever that you're like, no, because psychologically there's this coming of age. It's a bit like The Secret History. It's like, no, darling, there's hot guys and there's one bed. Don't try.
No,
don't try.
I love it for what it is. I'm just saying that this time in life is just the best.
We've got a point to make that the BBC have made in an article, which is finally men written by women.
Well, who's trying to upgrade now?
Men written by women. And Sophie went, oh yes, it's quite like Demon Copperhead.
I want to swear at you, but I can't, so you can bleep me out.
Sure. As in, you're right. It's a woman that we can't believe wrote a 15-year-old boy, but angel. Like,
oh, don't angel me.
You cannot.
Don't angel me. Wait till I reveal all on the paid for Substack about what Chaya was saying just before we started recording.
I will lose my
Which I've recorded secretly.
So you have, I think, why the world has gone insane for off-campus, from the amount of streams to the amount of memes, is the way that it deals with trauma, with sexual assault, with women, with intimacy.
Domestic violence.
Is a completely different way, and it is done really, really carefully and positively.
Can I make a point? I was just thinking about this. With the domestic violence angle, related obviously to Garrett's mother and his father, I would be really interested to see this, and I haven't, but obviously it ends with us. How that just fell totally flat on the promotions because, you know, Blake Lively was this is a very, very serious film, and she was promoting her
Such an
drinks,
interesting
hair
point.
care, all of that, when this is actually a hugely serious topic. And I think it was dealt with well in the film. And I would be so interested to see how these bigger issues are talked about by the actors. Actually, I really want to watch that. There's something else to do related. Once I finish the season, I can do that. I mean it in a serious way.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
It really tackles this stuff head on, but in a very sensitive and well thought out way.
Very. The way it manages consent. There's a character, Dean.
Oh, Dean.
And he's tall and blonde. It's not fair.
Tall and blonde and very muscular.
And I have married that. But I mean, and he says to Garrett, if she doesn't feel safe, she can't consent. Now, what I am so thrilled, euphoric about genuinely, is that I know that this series is massive at the moment with all ages.
Yeah.
But particularly Gen Z or even younger, right? Like 15-year-olds.
Well, no, because
14-year-olds.
I was talking to my daughter about it this morning, like Gen Z, and then there's Gen Alpha, and they're also all going to be watching this.
And I know how many of these kids are exposed to the most extreme aspects of the internet. They are watching things that we can't even imagine, unfortunately. And the way that consent and other things that we're going to get to, but the way that consent is handled is actually quite developed. It's not just, there's a moment with one of the characters, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't watched it, and she's really, she's desperate to be intimate with the other person, but because of her backstory, she's really reticent, and the way that that's handled is beautiful.
And also, though, I think what's key is that trauma that she's been through is actually not played back on screen in any kind of flashback, which really seems obvious. But if they'd gone down that route, this could have got a bit trauma porny, and I think they've totally avoided that in the best possible way.
And that's why it's so sensitive.
The inference is enough. If you don't get it, you're a moron.
It's not even about that, because they've specifically said it, but you don't see any flashbacks, and that's the point.
But you still feel the pain of it.
There's no fetishization of anything negative.
Absolutely.
If there is a positive, intimate experience, then it's positive. There's nothing negative that I've seen so far.
Which is in the relationships and friendships, as you say.
It's magnificent. And then they've got the consent point where something's happening and he's checking in on her.
Yes.
Which is brilliant. Thank you, God,
Let
for
this
putting
be
this
an
on
example.
the show.
Let this be an example.
Then, what I loved is that Dean, who's this jock and he's hilarious and he's sleeping around and he's so hedonistic and bohemian.
He literally looks like a Greek god.
Oh, he's Adonis.
He is, that's his vibe.
And Garrett approaches him in the gym, and I was waiting. I was on the tip of literally sitting on my couch going, I know what's going to happen here. And he's going to be like, listen, like this girl, she wants me to do this. And he was going to go, and he does. He says the funniest, do it, do everything. I was weeping with laughter. I actually watched it about 5 times.
Wasn't there some line about the multitasking as well?
Yeah.
I love that.
And then he goes, well, I want her to, how do I get her there to finish? And because it's intimate. And then he's like, she has to trust you. Women, to have a full experience, need to trust you and feel safe. This is women's intimacy the way it should always be done.
And what's so great is Garrett's reaction is not what it could have been like, totally gets it. It's like, this is kind of the norm.
Not only that, now we're going into very
the
serious
norm, though.
It's not even that. Garrett says, okay, I'm just going to be very careful in how I word this, but like, her pleasure needs to happen. And he's like, what is he? He like congratulates him. He's like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because of the work I do, like this whole culture of college and university and teens, these boys are watching terrible things and it's all about them and so much of the time, and it's so extreme. And then you've got 2 really muscular jocks being like, yeah, her pleasure. And then he says, she won't be able to unless she trusts you. And if she doesn't feel safe, she can't consent. That is developed consent programming.
Yeah. I don't know that there's been anything like that before. Certainly not in this genre.
I was dying over it. And then we get to the sexual assault aspect, which is a backstory. And you've made that point. And there are Refinery 29 article. This is the first show that made me feel seen after a sexual assault. I mean, you cannot take away from that. There's an article in The Guardian about this. There's another, can a horny rom-com like off campus handle sexual assault responsibly? Yes, and we all needed it.
I think it's that, and I'm being a bit more explicit in terms of the domestic violence. I think that's done so incredibly, and how, again, I don't want to spoil it too much, but one of the characters, their father has been very abusive to their mother, and it's something that plays out into their current life, and how he as a character stands up to that it's really quite amazing to watch. Actually.
And these are layered characters, aren't they?
I do think though, and actually I think this was a point of Ariella in our studio, so thanks Ariella, but I do think, yes, it's kind of lovely not to see the Mean Girls drama, but I don't know how long this will go on, but I also think Mean Girls drama to a degree is just reality, right? And I get it, don't have it in. It doesn't need to be there. But I think you've got to have a little bit of it, because I think genuinely it would make that dynamic a bit more relatable. I would like to see a little bit of conflict, actually.
As a tension point.
Yeah, between Hannah and Ali. I think maybe those two, or some other mean guy. I mean, there's been a little bit, and I know there are new characters coming.
But then it kind of weaves out.
No, it shouldn't be about that, but there's got to be a bit of friction there. Otherwise, I think it's important for girls to see that, actually, in the right way.
I am going to be insanely controversial, and I know I'm going to upset a lot of people, and it's just the way it's going to be. I know we say don't judge a book by its cover. You always think that, right?
I do think that, but a great cover can make a difference, and that's just fact.
Romance is let down as a genre by these covers.
Well, every time we get sent them, I just think I've been sent the same book again and again.
I don't want to hold them up, because then I feel like I'm picking on people.
Look at them on Instagram. Look at them on Instagram.
They all look the same, and they're all very, very, not just basic, because the design is there, but it's very, not childish. What's the word I'm trying to get at?
I don't know what I'd call them. I
fluffy.
genuinely don't know. I don't know if it's fluffy, but all I'm going to say is, if you look at the deal as it's being published now, which obviously has the benefit of this massive series behind it, but the photograph, I actually don't generally love photographic covers, and I get why they've done this. And I normally find photographic covers kind of a bit tacky, but of course this works because of the season. But I actually think it works better than the covers that are designed.
I think these covers look cartoony.
They look babyish. Especially, they look babyish considering the nature of the content. They look babyish. I would like something that looks a bit more substantial.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because they are substantial books. We have been saying this our whole book careers.
Well, I can't say it because I haven't read them.
No, it's not about that. We've always said that the literary snobbery.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
It's
the
not
superiority, the elitism. I understand why in some ways, because they can be very formulaic. And, if I can't bear the word smirk. The amount, I have put down
Sneer.
books.
That's what you
I
said
have
to
put
me.
down books where the man is smirking at the girl every 5 lines. I'm like, where is the editing? I cannot bear it. So yes, I agree. Some of these are terribly written, but then there's a lot of literary fiction that I think is terribly written.
Yeah.
But it's just so public. And what's interesting, we were at an event.
Just the other night.
And a publishing event. It was very intimate and very lovely. And we were with some superstar agents. One person who has been very heavily involved with Rivals, Felicity Blunt. And she was saying that what the interesting thing about Jilly Cooper was that even though it was all romance and hijinks, a bit political, but it's Tories gone wild, it transcended romance because lots of people enjoy her books that weren't romance readers. And that's what they're seeing playing out with Rivals on Disney, that there's so many people watching it. I was sitting next to someone from the BBC whose parents are academics that would never touch anything like this with Rivals, loving Rivals.
Well, it's interesting because I've obviously gone on a little bit of a journey in the last sort of 12 hours with this
She's a changed
show
person.
and book. So, I would never, ever have picked up this book. Absolutely no way. But now, because of the show, I want to, because I guess maybe I'm a bit basic. I've needed to see those characters first because I've said it before.
Yeah.
I like a visual when it comes to this, I suppose. But I've seen them there. And now I want more. And now I can't bloody get more. Wherever you're getting me more.
I am for your birthday. But my point is that we have always railed against the superiority. There's beautiful romance.
Yeah.
I've always said that.
If that's what you like, then that's what you should read, and don't care what other people say and sneer. It's just not
However,
relevant.
the covers are letting the genre down.
The covers are because actually,
They look cartoony.
I would say I probably would be more inclined to pick something up if it had a better cover. And I'm not saying
It's not even about better. I don't know why it's being
it doesn't
painted as
match
fluff.
with the story at all.
No.
It's not doing it any favours.
I don't
it's doing
think
the opposite.
I really don't
But that's
think so.
just our kind of take on that. For some people, if they're really into this, they may feel comfort seeing this kind of repeat design again and again.
But there's literary romance that everyone thinks is fabulous. Sorry, Pride and Prejudice. I say this to my children. Shakespeare was, I don't say EastEnders because they wouldn't know what that is, but Shakespeare was the reality TV of its day.
He wrote for the masses.
Well, this is the masses. And guys, don't take our word for it. 36 million streams in like 3 minutes.
I can't buy a book
They're gone.
from this series.
Elle Kennedy, can we interview you on your yacht in Monaco? Because I imagine that's where you're ending up.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're having a wonderful couple of weeks, Elle. Really, we're here for it. Congratulations.
I do think that this is the next hopeful phase of A, romance in literature, B, and I will call it literature, B, romance on the screen.
And I hope romance being taken seriously.
And we now inform you that the Bibliophiles podcast has been rebranded into Off Campus Season 1. And that's all we're going to be talking about. Who is the hottest on Off Campus?
Oh, I've got to tell you, I like Logan. And I know that
With the curtains.
yeah,
With his sweet
I like
hair.
Logan because he seems quite broody and complicated.
You loves a project, this one.
And I know that the book that I'm trying to get, I think
Is it
the
him?
next season, in the book, yes, it's him. But I think in the TV show, it's Dean and Ali. But I think Logan for me.
I am going to just say this. Garrett, objectively very good looking.
Not initially,
Not
but becomes
initially,
extremely
because
good
of
looking.
character. I always love a character.
And Dean, I mean, he's got trouble written all over him.
I think we all know how I feel. It's actually quite embarrassing. Because when he said the consent thing, I was like, oh.
Now you're talking my language. Dean.
Yeah, I was like,
Come on our podcast. Okay. Whoa, that was a lot. And I still feel I need to process. I need to go because I want to go and watch the rest.
Thank you for being here for our therapy session. Next week, we'll be talking about off-campus episodes
5 to 8, 6 to 8.
We really won't. Please come back. We will not be talking about off-campus. But actually, I hope that this has been informative so that you now understand why so many people are talking about this. And maybe if you do go and watch this, my plea to you, get through episode 1.
And you might even pick up a romance book when you've never, ever read one before, like me.
She's a different person.
See you next time.